And welcome back to Soul Healing with the ETs. This afternoon, we're going to jump into a fun question. Do we choose our mother and our sexual orientation? The answer is yes and yes. Now, you'll often be at a party and you're having a great time at the party, and then some whack job like Alex says, hey, you know that we choose our mother? And then everybody goes like, what? And then someone else says, yeah, I heard someone say that, we choose our mother as well. No, it's actually a lot simpler than thinking of choosing your mother. So up in soul land or soul space, our souls are all bundles of energy. They are basically an equal mix of masculine and feminine energy, but they have no genitals, right? When our soul is putting together its next incarnation here on Earth with its teachers of light, the soul, remember, if you guys who watched episode number 3 of our soul's purpose, the mechanics are described quite well in that video. It's worth watching. Again, if you saw it once, or if you never saw it, go take a look at that. But the point being that our soul, first of all, wants to find its purpose, to incarnate here on Earth, and have its soul contract, which is the list of lessons that it wants to learn while it's carrying out its purpose. Now, some souls can have a specific purpose, and not figure it out in 30 lifetimes. Other souls, it might take them 15 lifetimes to carry out their purpose. Other souls might do it in 2 lifetimes. Other souls might do it in 5 months. It's all dependent on the road we take. So up in Soul Land, so imagine that you have selected your purpose, you've selected your soul contract, and you're now in a room with thousands of souls. Each soul family has millions of souls inside of it. So just imagine a giant soul family of millions beside another family of millions, beside another family of millions. And you put out what it is that you need. So let's use a really simple example. Okay, so we're going to have an example of where there's a father and a mother, and then 2 kids, 1 male and 1 female. Okay, we're keeping it. So now, does your soul want to be the dad or the mom or the kid or the male kid or the female kid? And then so you call that out, what you're looking for, and other souls will show up and say, sure, I'll be the dad, or I'll be the mom, or I'll be the brother, or I'll be the sister. Okay, so it's not that you choose your mom, you're choosing all the characters in your life here on Earth. So it's choosing your family, your immediate family, then your cousins and your second cousins, and your the grandma, grandpa, aunts and uncles, everyone in the family, because they are all part of your play, right? But we are all part of each other's play, right? So then we have to include all your neighbors. We got to include the milkman. We got to include the guy who brings water to the door, the garbage man, the recycling man. That we got to include the gardener. Do you have somebody that takes care of the inside of the house? How about the fix-it guy? We got to include all of them. We have to include all your schoolmates you went to school with, and the teachers, and the janitors, and the librarian. Yeah. How about you play hockey? We got to include all your hockey coaches and your hockey teammates, and the Zamboni driver. You got to think of all the jobs that you'll have in your lifetime. So you have to include all your coworkers, all your bosses that are. So we're talking about thousands of people that are in with your soul, that need to be in soul contracts. The soul contract, remember, is an agreement between souls to help each other out, carry out their purpose. So they are helping us with our purpose as we help them with their purpose. So it's a giant arsenal of souls and contracts all weaving in together. So do we choose our do we choose our mother? Absolutely. Now, to add a little bit of complexity to the whole process, so, our soul wants to experience every facet of a diamond, okay? Wants to experience each different facet because it's all a different experience for our soul. Let us not forget that our souls are indestructible, eternal beings. They never, ever die. So the soul has all the time in the world, or the galaxies, or the universes, or all the above, to carry out whatever it chooses to carry out. And so knowing that the soul is eternal and indestructible, it wants to experience everything that it can possibly experience. There is no rush. Earth can be seen as a playground for our souls. Think of that one over for a second. That's kind of cool. So the soul wants to see every different facet of the diamond, right? So the soul, in our small example, wants to be the father, wants also to be the mother. Because remember, souls have no genitals, right? They are bundles of energy, of equal masculine and feminine energy, but they want to experiment what it's like being a guy, what it's like being a girl. So they'll also want to experiment what it's like to be the son and what it's like to be the daughter. Now, here's where it gets even more fun, is that there's not only heterosexual characters in this whole scheme. So the soul might want to see what it's like to be the son from a homosexual perspective, or to be the daughter from a lesbian perspective, or how about a bisexual perspective? How about a transsexual perspective? Transsexuals have been around ever since the get-go of humanity, hundreds of thousands of years ago. They just didn't call it that, but they've been around for the whole time as well. Now, not only do you have heterosexuals, homosexuals, bisexuals, lesbians, transsexuals, we have asexuals as well, people that, or souls that incarnate here on earth who are not remotely interested in in anything to do sexual. They just want to be alone. But then on top of that, you have another, I forget what they're called, but it's people, or souls, and that are not attracted to a specific gender. You're attracted more to the energy, to the aura of the person. So, like a bisexual person will be more like, hey, I want to go out with him. Like he's hot stuff. Like I want to date him. And then a couple of years later, oh, I want to go out with her. Like, oh, she looks like a lot of fun. I want to date her for quite a while. But in this other incarnation, you're after the person's energy. So it doesn't matter if they're, if they have not human, but male or female genitalia. You're after their energy, their aura. That's what counts the most. Okay, so I'm an old soul. Like I've been here on earth thousands upon thousands and thousands more times. Okay? And we're not talking just about, plants and birds and fish and caiman, like the alligator I was telling you about in episode number 1. We're talking about in human form. I have been in thousands of incarnations. I have been male, I have been female, I've had a gazillion of kids, I've had a stack of homosexual incarnations, of lesbian incarnations, of bisexual incarnations. I'll have to find out how many transsexual incarnations I've been in. I don't know, but asexual incarnations I've been in. In this incarnation, this guy who's talking to you right now, Alex, for the first 30 years, I was convinced I was heterosexual. And then it's around the age of 31 that it dawned on me. It's like, oh shit, I think I'm gay. And then everything got turned upside down, and I moved to the city. And then fast forwarding 4 years ago, when I reacquainted with God and Jesus, I was listening to a couple of more religious podcasts, and they were saying, well, it says in the Bible that all the males have to be heterosexual and all the females must be heterosexual, and what a load of hogwash that is. We are all divine sparks of consciousness from the ultimate creator. Yeah. I pleaded with God a few years ago, hey, just make me fully heterosexual. I was almost there anyway. Like, I still find women very attractive. There's just a little thing missing, but it's so close. But I wanted kids. I really wanted kids. I wanted little Alexes running around. I didn't want to adopt kids. I wanted my own kids. I wanted little Alexes running around. But then very recently, when I stumbled upon this path that I'm on right now, when I realized, oh, I've been here thousands of times before. It's just like, I've lived all these different lives all over the planet in all these different countries. I spoke different languages. I had different roles, and all it puts everything into perspective. So what's important here is that you find your purpose, or you try to find your purpose. So I'm still discovering what my purpose is, but I thought my purpose was the podcast. But actually, no, that's finding out now. That's just one of the lessons for me to achieve my purpose. So what is my purpose? Okay, well, it's every human's purpose is to awaken, to figure out where we came from, right? And to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. Yeah. Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. That's for every single human out there. That's a purpose. But then everyone else is going to have individual purposes as well. And one of my individual purposes is to use my communication skills to transmit information, is to try to be as sincere, as open, as frank, as transparent as possible as I'm giving you guys information. This is one of my big purposes, because we have different purposes. You could have 5, 6, 7, 8 purposes, but or you could have fewer. It all depends what you chose at that time. So, anyways, to conclude, so yes, we choose our mother, and we choose everybody else, and yes, we choose our sexual orientation. And what's kind of funny is that even here on Earth right now, you have a friend or an acquaintance or somebody at work who's the most ardent homophobe. Well, in other incarnations, he's been as gay can be. Okay, we all live these different lives because our soul wants to experience different things from different angles. I hope that all makes sense. And that's the conclusion right there of this little video. I thought that was kind of fun, and keep exploring, keep trying to figure out what your purpose is, what your soul contract is. Listen to your inner mind. Trying to talk to you. That's our souls trying to talk to us. We'll get into that in future episodes. And if you like this video, hey, please give it a thumbs up. Please share with somebody that you might think it might help, because I think this video can help a lot of people, give them direction in their lives. Help them out. And please subscribe. By subscribing, we'll get wider exposure, and more people can hear content such as this. And if you have any questions, throw those in the question box area. And on that, I'd like to dedicate this video to Jesus. Jesus, this one's for you, and I will see all you guys in the next one.